Hey fellas, how you doing? It's still the 20th. I just got done finishing up with, here, I'll show you. I'm in the garage. Here is the garage. I just had a couple of, both bring their cars over. And these young men have single moms. Their moms are working and they wanted to learn how to change their oil. And I'll show you, I have all of the gear, jack, the 3-ton jack right there. 3-ton jack and the jack stands and the rest of that and the oil and all that kind of stuff. I showed them, around an engine. And those are kind of thing, those a lot of younger guys. I don't think anybody wants young men to be able to fix things or work on their cars or do things for themselves anymore. So anyways, I just took some time out of my day to talk to them about that. And I have to tell you something that I was absolutely blown away when I asked him about women. And they're not looking for a woman. They're tired of the unlimited, what did he call it? God damn it, what did he call it? I think he called it the sliding scale of standards that women have, or that basically it boils down to the reason they're not dating and they don't want anything to do with women is, one, that sex dolls and sex toys are, you pay once and anyways, this is my I got my woohoo music going in the background. I'll play a game there. I'll take you outside so I don't. I just think that far too many women have. All right, hang on. I'm coming out to sit with Bella. Hang on. I just think that far too many women. Look. Far too many women have. I'm petting Bella. Have overplayed their hands. Men just don't care anymore. I mean, you have this group of women that have, I call it, I think I stole this, but I call it the septum theory, where they have a ring through their nose right there. Like, it's almost like a lot of women are trying to purposely be unattractive. And they're like, accept us like we are or else. And the guys are like, or else. You know what? I don't know if this is normal for a cat, but is it normal for them to let you scratch them on their belly? Anyways. They're good young men, but... And I gotta tell you, I got a shock today. Both of their cars didn't have a transmission dipstick. And to me, I thought that was wild. Because I change my transmission fluid between 30 and 35,000 miles religiously for any car. And I check the pan when they pull the pan down. I ask them to pull it out so I can see it if there's any metal shavings in there. Anyways, get to my point. If you let them make you dependent on them, do not be surprised when they take advantage of you for not knowing what's going on. I, for one, have a co-op, family set of farms around here and vineyards around here that co-op, and we go out there, and it's twice a month on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning where we go and we buy vegetables and different stuff from them, basically honey and wine. And well, we don't drink anymore, so we don't buy the wine, but we buy honey and vegetables. and vegetables and other stuff like that. And it's just, it's, and this is not me talking. This is me talking to those guys. I was like, hey, man, do you got a girl in your life? And honestly, this is exactly what it's. Fuck no, coach. We're not worried about. I'm not worried about. No. I'm not worried about sharing my resources with somebody who could give a shit less about me. It's just like, whoa. Anyways, so these guys and what they're talking about is they're like, I'm barely getting by myself. Why would I ever want to involve somebody else in that? So, anyways, and whether you want to admit it or not, young men are interested in sex, and I don't know how to tell you this, but how do I say this without being crude or crass? They showed me a couple of pictures from eBay and a couple other places where they could buy a sex doll for $500 or less and not ever have to worry about a woman or anything. And they said, why shouldn't I just pay once and get what I want? I just was like, it just was like, for me, it was like, you know, where somebody goes and they give you something that's just, you don't see it until it hits you in the head. Anyways, man, here, on out there. I think she's sunbathing. So, ladies, let me get this right. You have a list of standards for men that is what, 300 or 400 icks and things you require from a guy. What do you do if the guys just check out? What are you gonna do if a robot or a sex doll just replaces you? And then they went into the thing and they were like, they got to the point to where they were going back and forth and they were like, well, what about this? And what did they call I think they said something about men tell a lot of lies, but women tell the biggest lies. Like, and then they said, like, I love you. And then the other guy said, oh, what about this? You're the only one. I'm not talking to anybody else. They were just rattling shit off. And then they started showing me the messages on their phone. And both of these young men are affluent. So both of them came in with TRD, Toyota Camry TRDs, and they had extra. They were just their fucking cars were. And I went for a ride with both of them, and the fucking Toyota Racing Division. Holy shit! That they had the seat in it. No, it wasn't a 4-point harness, but it was like a bucket seat. Oh, I just can't even. I can't even tell you, man. So they're doing well. The one guy's in air conditioning's a big fucking deal down here in El Paso, Texas. So he is almost a journeyman in the HVAC. It's a family-run company. There's maybe 6 of them, and he's the youngest guy, and he's like the prodigy. He's the son of the brother. He's not the owner's son. He's the owner's brother's son who has just devoted himself to that, and anyways, he does a little bit of sales. He does the other guy finds niche businesses. Now, one of the things he started, this is the guy I talk about every once in a while who started a car wash, borrowed money for a car wash. And then it's now, I can't remember. I'll show, next time I'm out, if I get a chance, I'll show you one of them. And there's a series of them now. He started off with one. I think now he has like 10, just in the El Paso area. And he's anyways, he says, well, you know, I spend 2 to 3 days of a week up in, God damn it, Las Cruces, because we're trying to expand into there. And then after that, we're going to branch out. I was like, wow. The other thing he's going to try to get into is low cost dry cleaning. And in economically depressed areas, low cost washers and dryers. So he's one of those guys. What he says is he'll start a business, build it up, and then sell it off and move on to something else. So I think the youngest one is 27. The oldest one, the older guy's 32. They're not hurting for money or anything like that. And here's the gist of it, ladies. If you want, both of them, they're around the same height, but they're about 5'8", 5'9", at the most with heels, maybe 5'10". Thin, in good shape. Not Brad Pitt good looking, but they are making fuck tons of money. But the only thing they spend money on is, both of them love their mom. I can't, you know, I got to tell you something. There's something about Mexican families that just rings, at traditional Mexican families, that just rings true for me. I mean, just, what do? I'll make sure my mom's taken care of. I just can't even fucking. Anyways. And then they were just like, and I was like, well, what are you looking for in a woman? And it's like, and all they did for about 3 to 5 minutes is tell me what they didn't want. I don't want you with your fake hair. You can't be 5'2" and weigh almost 300 pounds. I mean, just, or 5 foot tall. I mean, just don't lie. Tell the truth. I don't want single moms. And that's not a, you know, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong. There are a lot of super good single moms, but this is what these two young men, a 27-year-old and a 32-year-old man, 31 and a half, excuse me, told me. I'm not paying for her mistakes. I'm not raising somebody else's children. I'm not going to do that. I don't want a woman with a septum ring. I don't want a woman with rings in here and over there. Yeah, you don't. And here's the other thing. Those women won't have to work a day in their life. But their husband's not going to be a doctor or a lawyer, have some prestigious job but they make fucking, I wish you could have seen now I know it sounds stupid, but they're Camrys. I think they were Toyota Camrys, but they didn't look like mine. They didn't look like or feel like any Camry. Anyways, and they had I don't know if you know this, but you can unlock an engine. I didn't know that either. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. Let me get to the fucking point. And they were like, nope, gotta have a prenup. Gotta have this, gotta have that, can't be overweight, can't wear too much makeup. I don't want to wake up in the morning and look over at you and go, ah! Just some of this. All right. Feminine, traditional. Both of them said that they've had at least 3 or 4 girls come to the house and meet the mom, and the mom was like, no, she's a hoe. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to say 304 now. You're not supposed to say hoe anymore. Tramp or any of that stuff. Look, is this normal for a cat? Is that normal just to sit out in the sun? I guess she's sunbaking or sunbathing. But anyways, and they were like, you want me to be over 6 foot tall and you're 5 foot tall and weigh 180 pounds? And the talk about the gut out to here. Throwing a hot dog down the hallway because you've had 3 or 4 kids and haven't taken care of you. Anyways. It was a good time. It was a really good time. And you know what? At the end of it, I asked them both. I said, so did you guys come over here to get me to help you with your car and a trickle charger and some of that stuff? Or did you just come over to show off your new rides? And they were like, well, yeah, maybe we can. Anyways, you know what? Guys aren't dumb anymore. Guys aren't easily taken advantage of anymore. And guys don't want to end up in family court. Because that's a one-way street. They'll bring the guilty guy in and let's squeeze the shit out of him. Let's squeeze every penny we can get out of him. So, anyways. And they even know about the common law marriage. No, hell no. At the most, I'll live with a girl 6, 8 months. And if it's not serious, nope. I'll kick him to the curb. It's hilarious. I showed them about the drip stocks. They both, it's been about 3 years, and so they're doing well with their drip stocks and stuff like that. They have a very different portfolio than I do. They use, they have, what did they call it? They called it a hybrid. They use Coinbase, Ethereum, Ethereum. They use different digital currencies on top of bonds and stocks and drip stocks. So, anyways, they're going to be just fine. It's funny. I think nowadays it's harder to find a good man than it is to find a good woman. And the amount of women who are being let go is shocking. Yep. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you take care of yourselves. Like a fart in a G-string from very quiet west Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.